Questions?
The first day you told us that it is good to close the day with a beautiful picture to have a life next day. So is it the same with life? At the end of the life, to end with a good picture, or if it's so, what is when death is coming back Sunday?
A few days ago, talked about ending the day with your heavy heads on your pillow, and how to go to sleep. If we can remember what was it like as a child, never wanting to close your eyes and go to sleep. Because like most children who are not slaves, who are not beaten, who are loved and cared for, and have a great deal of freedom and good food, they don't want to go to sleep. They just don't want to go to sleep. Just like us, we did not want to go to sleep because there's so many beautiful colors in the day, so many things to touch. The Marco Polo that the little kids are, and all little kids are all Marco Polos. Natural. They don't need to be even called that name. Easily they are. Not wanting to close the eyes. One more word, one more picture, one more page. Give me another page, another word, another sentence, another thing to see. And when the children close their eyes due to the heaviness of the eyelids, and how they wake up, and the beauty of them waking up, more colors, more things to touch. The natural Marco Polo is there, not just to run about in bedrooms and kitchens and backyards and front yards, and not just to watch the early morning sun dashing right through the curtains. But what a big world it is out there. And you really must think, what was it like to be one cell, then two cells, when one is conceived and then a multitude, and pretty soon you're 16 and 32 and 48, and exponentially you have grown so dramatically, so fast. And as a little kid, you're still growing at such great speeds inside. So small, it takes a microscope to see you, with one cell and two cells and three cells. So small you were. And then you find yourself so many centimeters, and pretty soon you find yourself a meter. And you're growing so rapidly, so fast, like the trees and the mountains, so fast like even clouds and storms. And we find ourselves wanting to reach for the tops of our head to touch the bottoms of the clouds. So beautiful it is. And the eyes, the telescopic eyes that can see so far and yet so close, and so sharp and so shiny these eyes are. But not to close the eyes. Not even daylight or nighttime is not enough time in a 24-hour day to see. For children see, no doubt, the Buddha lines, not just a pencils and pens and paper tool, but they literally see the Buddha lines. So lively it is. They even see colors around people, even those that have fear. They immediately see, without having the terminology, no psychology, there's no training in there, not enough words in the dictionary to guide them. And yet there they are, knowing that is fear. And yet they know those, the adults that wear adult clothes, and faces that already have many, many lines on them, and even tell by their walk whether they have the kindness in their bones. And there's no more Marco Polo in their faces or eyes. But when they close their eyes, the colors continue. They close their eyes. The sight to touch this and touch that continues. And they continue even past a meter, even in their sleep. What a wide universe it is. What a beautiful universe it literally is. And to find yourself, whether in day or night, and you find yourself in a playground, not just in the shadows, but in the pure darkness. And we find ourselves another way to meet with ourselves. And yet the light of the day, so beautiful it is. And yet this day and yet this night, mixed into in a little bowl, but how children play with the light. They love the darkness and they love the light. They love the shadows too, and all the grays too. And to open up the eyes. And for so many around the age of 12, the colors, they start to disappear. They start to fade away like clouds in the sky. And by so many by the age of 38 and 40. No more little boxes of so many different colors of Crayolas. No silvers and blues and yellows. More and more, all these vast colors, these rainbow colors have been substituted by grays. And there's hundreds and hundreds of shades of gray anyway. And by so many by the age of 51, so many, the colors even in the eyes have started to disappear and fade away like the clouds. And they wake up tired, not looking for color. But what in the world do I have to do today? The Marco Polo has dissolved away. And yet by the age of 52, something touches that very tender brain. By the age of 52, maybe it was a dream, maybe the person fell in love. And by the age of 52, maybe it was a little wind from the north that somehow touched that magic bone, that magic finger. Maybe it brushed on the shadows of your cheek. And the colors, they started to be substituted with the colors of a rainbow. And so many of the shades of gray started to disappear. There's blues and yellows and oranges too. Like so many of the vegetables that literally are grown about in so many continents of this world. And yet all comes from this planet. And yet we can easily fall asleep. And yet we can easily find ourselves so numb that depression has taken hold, and we find ourselves, we have to take the medication now to substitute the psychology that we've literally twisted and tied ourselves up into knots. And then we wonder why and who tied this knot anyway. Who tied this knot anyway? So the person that is 52 starts to open up the doors the front door and the back door, not of just the flat, but within one's mind. And different winds and different colors, different faces start to show about. And the colors that were always there, they were always there, lying in so many parts of your head. And the colors were always there in your shoulders and knees too. It's just that the sight and the direction and the interest started to go to black ink and paper and maybe computer screens, and maybe to get what I can possess and touch and own. And yet we don't even own our own bones, for we even have to give back our bones and our skin back to the earth. And the one can even find colors at the depth of even 7 or 12 feet below the surface. But isn't that what we do at night, the little ones? They close their eyes and they have to be forced with the tiredness and the heaviness of tiredness. But the enthusiasm and the colors of the rainbow are still there. They never leave those little ones. And as is too for those in the 40s and 50s and 70s and 80s too. Never let go of your box of Crayolas and always look for the colors. For the brightness of each color and how it vibrates so. For one little speck of red vibrating so can literally touch the tip of your ears. And another color can make you a little giggle, and another color can bring a little laugh. And another color can make your lips wanting to give a kiss to a picture of someone that you miss. Without the beautiful rainbows, I wonder where we would be. Without the vast amount of colors. I cannot imagine a landscape like we can turn photographs into just black and whites. And imagine if that was our planet. What would happen to our brain? What kind of a personality would we have by the time we reach the age of 88? It is just not the faces to pay attention to. And the little ones, they automatically know that. They watch the fingers, they watch the toes whenever they are exposed. They even look at the elbows too, and the magic of what it is to bend, and how they easily bend forwards and backwards and upside down, doing all kinds of curls and somersaults too, and it's no problem. And why is it that we, as we get old, we stop to bend? We allow the cement to take place and let it settle, and we find ourselves hard, not only with our words and our behaviors, but we find ourselves getting so hard, and we wondered why I do not smile. And that is the time the child goes outside, and that is the time the adult should go outside and let the winds not only brush your hair about, but allow your face and your skin to literally be touched by what helped to put you in such a place that you can breathe in and out and in and out. Not only to give you pictures of your mind, but allow you to touch so many things for not just moments and hours and days, but hopefully many, many decades. And that is when the little one knows to take off one's shoes and to feel the earth of mud and sometimes dry, and maybe even a stick or two so you can bend not to forget the earth itself. I do not see Berlin, I see buildings. I do not see just people with two legs. I see trees. And so many blades of grass, reaching high, but how easily they bend. And never forget to allow myself to bend. Whether my pride is hurt or I find myself a mess, but to allow even the bend when the sun touches my skin. And so gently that force is of so many billions and billions of photons, not just tanning my skin, but to turn my eyes into such a direction as to look directly into the sun, to literally see what is it that my heart is made of. Know your feet. Know your feet. For your feet know what gravity is. Not only what it does to our bellies as we age. Know your feet. And you will know gravity keeping you here on a planet as such as not to fly away like dust easily run amok. Know your feet. Because one day gravity has to let you go. It can no longer hold on to you. What a friend it is. And it is all these forces that has put us together. It is all these vast oceans that have literally put us together. And the first most beautiful ocean, the ocean of this planet, and within the ocean of the planet lie five great oceans. And we are put together by four, and we are the fifth. But I say to you, so too, you too, little creatures, you too are the fifth. For it is the beauty of biology to bend so many ways to bend, so many ways to speak, so many ways to dream, so many ways to touch, so many ways to be suntanned, whether of green leaf or earth, whether of sand or skin, whether of fur and even just shoes. We have been given. We found ourselves a most beautiful sandbox, this planet Earth. And how can we buy this property? And we call it property. Then we say, it is mine. I own it. That is mine. And we don't even own these bodies of ours. For we have to give this back like a rented car. And what is it that we really seek? A piece of light, a speck of light. Is it made only of the color of reds or blues, or maybe it's yellow? Do we think it to be pure white? I would say, like what it is to be walking on a planet, floating out in outer space, traveling 476,000 miles through space. I would say it is a paradox, no doubt. A paradox to see from above. And the paradox to walk and we let gravity hold us down. But as the centuries pass, so do the moments. As the millenniums pass, so do our breath. So who are you? So really, who are you? Do you ask the sky? Have you asked the mountains? Have you asked your grandmother? Have you asked your lover? Have you asked a wall? Who are you? Have you asked the tombstones? Have you asked the moon? Have you asked the back of your hands? Who are you? Astronauts, no doubt. Astronauts, no doubt. Let yourself ask very, very simple and profound questions without seeking an answer. Let yourself continuously ask very, very profound and simple questions. And do not expect any answers. It is in the asking that is the profound. It is in the waiting that is in the profound. That it will find you you cannot find it. You cannot find the Spirit. The Spirit comes to you. We can only jump so high above the ground. We can only exist so much without food and air. But all it takes is but a moment, not just looking into the night sky, but closing those very tired eyes of yours and surrendering yourself. Or not even gravity can hold you down, no hurt, not even disappointment can hold you down. And in a moment, the astronaut realizes you did not have to wait 5 days. For there you are for your third lifetime in a biological body. Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. Naete ha ha. Peace to your mind. Naete. Peace to your heart. Naete. Peace to your life. Be good to your mind. Be very, very caring to your mind. Show your mind the colors of the streets. Show your mind the colors. And put your attention on so many colors and the beauty of colors. And show your mind good words, good pictures too, but also pictures that are not so nice, to see what other people go through in this world. Terrible, terrible things happen in this world. And your mind needs to see all this. It needs to see what other human beings are going through, but also to see the beauty and the caring that is also in this world. Be kind to your mind with every thought. For your mind is very much like a child. You play games and it will play games with you eventually. See ya.